What's up, everybody? Ben Reza here for Odd Shopper, and we're talking college football week 13. We are in, I'm not even going to say the thick of it. We're at the tail end of it. It's a little sad, but it's a little exciting. The bowl season, which is in shambles, but the playoff will be here soon enough. We've got a lot of games to tackle, games that are must wins, games that are going to be playoff deciders for some of these teams. And it's a weird week because the SEC, for a lot of the teams, is playing made up schools. So we've got a weird schedule to get into, but I'm glad that you guys are here. Hopefully, you choose to spend all your time at Odd Shopper and Tails and all that good stuff. If not, if you've just stumbled upon us, welcome to the channel, All Things Betting. This is where you want to be. I'm going to show you where you want to get all your bets. It's a good time to be here. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, be part of the community. Let's get into it. We're not going to waste any time here. Time is precious. That is Tails and some of my bets. We don't need to get to that right now. We need to get to the board. Let's start making some picks. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Samford football, 54.5 points. That's all well and good. I'll go right below it to Oklahoma. Oklahoma has been the single strangest team for me of the season. I hit on them in preseason. Absolutely love them. Got that right. And I shorted them in the biggest games late in the season to my own detriment. They absolutely have defied the odds. I did not think that they could go into Tennessee, Alabama, things like that and get it done, but they did. And their defense is incredibly fortunate and good. And I love this Oklahoma team. They've just cost me a lot of money in recent weeks. They were outplayed by Alabama, but they made the plays that matter. The turnovers, the yardage tilt once again was not in their favor. Now they flip the script and they get a team that's much more, I'd say, in line with what they do in Missouri. Missouri's also a defensively inclined team. This has come down a little bit. So I'm trying to buy low here at 6.5. I wouldn't have taken this at 7.5. It's a methodical total. Missouri lost to A&M, Vanderbilt, Bama, some good teams in there. You look at Oklahoma, like I mentioned, they beat Tennessee. They should not have beaten Alabama. That's just a fact, but they did. And they had a bye in between those. They lost to Texas. They lost to Ole Miss, some really tough games in the SEC. But this is a team that Mateer seems to be getting healthier, and Missouri's got their own quarterback problems with Pagula was hurt. I don't know exactly what they're going to be able to do. Now, they do have a potent rushing attack. Hardy is fantastic. There's no doubt about that. But are they going to be able to run on a very good Oklahoma front? They're a little thin here and there, but I really do trust Oklahoma. And now they're back in Norman. This is going to be a great game. Points are going to be at a premium. There's no doubt about it because Missouri's defense is no joke. Very balanced. Top 5 against the run. One of the top fronts in the country. But I do trust Mateer to make plays. And Oklahoma seems more than content playing in these type of games. Now, it is different when now you have to cover instead of what I mean is when you're laying the points. Oklahoma in several games has hung in and they were catching a handful of points. They ended up winning those games, but it is different when you actually have to cover the number. They have to win by a touchdown or more here for us. But I do think that Missouri is going to struggle to move the ball. You could look, and we'll talk about this Saturday morning when I'm live. You can catch it on this very channel. I may look to roll Oklahoma money line into some money line parlay pieces in this minus 250 range. I have no problem with that. It's in line over here. So keep that in mind, but I am going to be on Oklahoma in some fashion this week. All right, one down, handful more to go. Let's keep it moving. We'll scroll the board. This is a cool game. I don't have an angle, but JMU could be in the playoff. It's not impossible. Another FCS team against Auburn. Okay, I do kind of lean Wyoming. Another moneyline parlay piece, potentially. Alabama against Eastern Illinois, another FCS team. Let's talk about this game real quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. If you love points, USF and UAB is going to be crazy. USF has done this several times, and I like taking their overs not just because they play hyper fast, because they could cover the number almost on their own. I mean, in these wins, 55, 48, 63, 54, 63, and then, they played some really tough teams at the beginning. But they score 40, 50, 60 points on their own in these lopsided games. And UAB, for all their faults, they're 3-7 on the year. They can still score. They just hung 24 on North Texas. The problem for them, they gave up 53. And that's kind of how they play. They gave up 53 to FAU this year. They gave up 56 to Tennessee. I'm cherry picking some scores, there's no doubt, but the theme is just points and high octane offense and tempo. 3 touchdown spread on the road. South Florida can't be messing around with these type of games. We saw what UAB, I believe they knocked off. They beat somebody good. I don't have it in front of me. I think it was Memphis at one point. 68.5 point total. You can't set it high enough for me. If you want a quick and greasy over, if you're building, some type of crazy multi-leg parlay, South Florida is a good total to put in there. I know it seems obvious. I know it seems square. 68.5 at minus 110 is where you want to be living. I'm fine with that number. I think South Florida hangs, they're going to need to hang around 50 because just do the implied totals out. If they get 45 and the number's correct, 45 and that's 24, that's 69. That's exactly where we're at. But I think they can eclipse that, and I think UAB will certainly at home do their fair share of scoring in their own right. So give me the over in the South Florida UAB game. Scrolling, hold UTEP. This is a good SEC matchup, tough one to gauge. Let's talk about this game right here, USC and Oregon. I'll be clear, it's not one of my favorite bets. We'll see as I continue to dig, what we find on Saturday. It could show up on the tails thread, could be a moneyline parlay piece. My lean in the game is actually on the under. I think that Oregon's rushing attack can control, and USC won't be nearly as explosive away from home against an Oregon defense I do trust. But this is not one of my favorite games. It's the best game, I think, but it's very hard to break down what exactly we're going to see from either of these teams. USC, Notre Dame got them. Illinois got them in a game they probably let slip away. And we know with Oregon, Indiana got them. One thing that's been a theme in recent weeks for Oregon is they need desperately to get some of these skill position players back. DeCorian Moore has been hurt. Gary Bryant, I've been watching their games. He's been in and out of the lineup, it looks like. Evan Stewart's been hurt. No doubt about it. They need some of these guys to get back, particularly the freshmen and Moore. The offensive line is still very strong. I trust Oregon's defense. I trust Oregon to get the job done here. I think they stifle USC a little bit, more so than people are anticipating. Give me like a, 31-17 type game, something like that in my mind. So if I had to make a pick, it would be on the Ducks. But if I really had to make a pick for the game, it would actually be on the under 59.5. All right, 3 down, couple more to go. By the way, you guys know this, but if you don't, if you're looking for quality, if you're tired of sifting through Twitter to get picks, and you want to get quality, come over to Tails. I'm talking about the platform here that we are running. If you have not been on there, not only is it awesome, because it is, but the amount of information that is stuffed in here is unreal. You go here, not only are you going to get leaderboards where you get to check out different categories and have fun and discover new people, and then you follow them, you build your following, all that good stuff if you like long shot bets. But the picks feed is unbelievable. You go there and you just get populated with free content over and over and over. We have trending topics, so you can find quickly what you want. If you say, all right, I'm just into parlays, just click this. I just want to know about Friday night college football, just click this. I love hockey. Boom, just click that. Promos and boost. All this good stuff is there. You can filter by league. You can filter by person. If you want to follow someone, you just click right in and follow. The free content is popping up all over this feed. And like I said, we're having an absolute blast on Tails. If you have not been over there, the link is in the description. It is absolutely worth your time to be on Tails. A blast. I love posting. And the best part, one-click tailing. So when I drop a bet, you get a notification. You click literally on a tail, and you're in. It's one click. It'll sync it right to the book for you. You get the best line automatically. That simple, that effective. So much fun. Again, get over to Tails. Look at this. The bets are dropping as we speak. This is what I'm talking about. You see this tail right there. Boom. And you can do it in one single click. So much quality content. Link in the description. And this is the free picks page. You don't need to put in a dime to get access to all of this. When you're over there, give me a follow. I'm about to hit 5,000 followers. I need your guys' help to get me over the hump. I need North Carolina to get over the hump in the rivalry game here against Duke because I do like them. Chapel Bill is getting better. There's no doubt about it. Now they just got to start winning these games. It's awesome to be competitive. It's not so awesome to be 4-6. They beat Syracuse. They beat Stanford. They lost at Wake and they were pretty non-competitive in there, 28-12. But I do like this spot. I am not a fan of Duke. I've been picking on them all year. A 5-5 Duke team who just lost by double digits to Virginia. They just lost to UConn. They've lost 3 of 4. I'm really not even going to hit you with any like crazy deep analysis. I'm just honestly surprised that North Carolina is about to catch a touchdown here. If you wait, you're going to find 7. And for me, that is more than enough to take a shot here. Duke has played a decent schedule, but they haven't scared me at all this year. I picked on them all the way going back to the Illinois game, and it looks like they are taking pretty sizable pressure in terms of the line here. You're getting straight even money on 6.5. So if you wait, you're probably going to find it. Again, we could go to the live odds screen. We want to know for sure, but honestly, it's so far away, it's not even worth it. There will be 7s out there, and I'm fine with it. If there aren't, I'm still fine with 6.5. I think that North Carolina has shown that they can be competitive. They're going to be up for this game at home. It's not a talent disparity, and they have made strides. There is progress on that team. It's probably been an underwhelming season by the standards, particularly for the first drive against TCU, going all the way back, if you know what I'm talking about. But at the same time, they're getting better. I think Duke has kind of stalled out. They've lost 3 of 4, as I mentioned. They're on the road here. I don't know if UNC wins the game. I actually do like sprinkling on plus 200 or better, but I'll take my points and move here. So give me North Carolina as another game on the card. I'm going to give you one more on the way out. And again, if you have questions for me at any time, at JazzRazBets on Twitter, and I will be live 9:30 Eastern Saturday morning on this very channel, building out my card, dropping my bets live on tails. We'll be doing our teaser, which I know this sounds ridiculous, but I have hit the teaser 5 weeks in a row. I don't know really how that's possible. I don't really bet teasers because I think they're sucker bets for the most part. We have hit 5 straight. We're going to try to make it 6 in a row there. We'll build our parlays out. We'll answer your questions. It's all available right here and on tails as well. The bets will be dropped there. Southern Miss. I disgraced myself, and I kind of buried the lead. I should have mentioned that. I had a rough week last week. I'm not trying to hide from that. Southern Miss was a big part of it. Their quarterback didn't play, and I got duped on that messaging. I really inferred that they were going to roll him out there, and it seems in hindsight that they were really never intending to do that if you kind of look at it with Braxton. That was a huge problem. Would they have won the game if he played? I have obviously no idea, but certainly that was a problem in the game against Texas State, and they were non-competitive. They lost by 28 points, 27 points. It was not a game that they got shut out in the first half, non-competitive. The yardage was closer. Southern Miss had 3 turnovers on top of it. We're going to need to confirm that he's under center. But if he is, last week does not count in what I worry about with Southern Miss or not. When you have 3 turnovers and your quarterback doesn't play, things can get out of hand. Simple as that. If the quarterback plays, I think it's business as usual, and I will go back to the team that has been fantastic for us all year. So this is a simple wait and see. Check the news, confirm it, and we'll call it a day. But don't sleep on Southern Miss. If you're just box score hunting and you look and say, oh my God, they lost by 27 points. What happened? Well, that's what happened. Game was an absolute dumpster fire in that regard. I'll give a quick scroll here and just give you a couple more leans. I'm leaning to Houston. I'm leaning to Air Force against New Mexico. Georgia Tech, that's an interesting one as well. Haven't really dug. And I do lean to Tennessee on the road. Florida's just been so banged up all year. I think the Tennessee tempo gets them. Game that I originally wanted to target, Cincinnati and BYU. Right now I'm in pass mode. I don't know what to do with Cincinnati. I was very surprised they lost to Arizona last week. They've lost 2 straight. I think they give BYU a game. I don't love the setup. I loved the setup for BYU when they had to go to Arizona. They managed to survive. When they had to go to Texas Tech, they did not survive. I think it's a tough spot for BYU, but it's certainly not impossible. And they beat the hell out of TCU last week. So keep that in mind as well. All of that and more on Saturday morning. I think we're in good shape. And again, link in the description. Get involved on Tails. Even if you're just going over there and checking out the free picks feed, It is worth your time. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button on the way out. It really helps me a ton, and I appreciate it. Good luck. Enjoy all the games. Another Saturday in the books. Let's make it a good one.